with lethality being the primary build already on the Kalista. I mean, and Leona as well, which you knew was coming.
Yeah.
So now you're playing lethality Jace, lethality Kalista into Skarner, Poppy, Leona.
Too. You know, they picked the Nico, they were still discussing it, and like 2 seconds later they bring out the Jace. Does it work for game 2? Let's find out. Let's hop onto the Rift.
We wanted an AP, or rather AD mid.
Yeah.
And Jace, the one thing, okay, so we talked about Jace struggling to tank, so Jace can actually have a little bit of better time in this lane. The range issue that Chronicler pointed out earlier in terms of what Talia can struggle with, Jace can get some advantages here, can get some prio, can keep Showmaker down so he can't make those high impact plays. So in terms of what he offers you in the lane, because we've been mostly talking about team fights and damage profiles and stuff like that, is quite strong. So there is that, and we'll see what he can make happen with this pick here in this early game, because BDD has been a fantastic Jace player in the past. He's already taken his bottom, and had he been just a moment earlier, might have been able to contest that top scuttle, but is unable to do so.
Something's going on
Portal
here.
combat.
Portal combat. Yeah, it doesn't last too long as he's just gonna get flashed on him. Perfect. He has aggro on the turret. The flash comes in from Lucid, and that's just first blood. Perfect goes down. And you know what? Sometimes you just get skarnered.
Yep.
To put on more aggro.
이러면 그냥 끝인 듯? 야, 볼게.
He's like, I'm looking for it. Flash comes out, and then the charge here, the buckler damage is enough.
Just identifying the situation, taking advantage of Perfect. As here comes BDD, the equalizer comes down from the top side. Knockback here on a BDD who is getting pretty low. Lucid, though, is getting burnt quite a bit by Perfect.
We are seeing Skarner have to itemize magic resistance because he's laning against a Rumble, so it is going to be a while before he ends up...
Well, he is going to scan it, but the knockup comes in into the follow-up from the Talia, and BDD has no chance. And we do have Pyoshik nearby, though, so potential for some shenanigans up on the top side. If Pale is available, Kellen is also making his way up to the top side, as is Showmaker and Lucid.
I mean, Showmaker has Weaver's Wall. I think KT should think twice about heavily committing here.
And they do. Just back out of this one for now. Lucid's still in a kind of an awkward spot, but he has Kellen nearby, and he is Poppy, so... of potential gank, and Depth is just in no man's land, but there's nobody to follow up on Lucid. The double knockup comes in, and now Lucid in a lot of trouble. He's going to burn down Barrel, just going to get fates called, and Kellen has to go forward, but to his demise, BDD as well, getting some damage, and they're going to take out Showmaker, and it's 3 kills to the side of KT and a Rift Herald. As here we go again, trying to look for a play on a Barrel, as he will go into clone mode, and he is burning down, but Kellen is going to be the support that goes down. As eventually, so will Barrel. So I suppose worth for DK at the end of the day. Deft and Pyoshik taking a big chunk of damage themselves, but with this Rift Herald pressure, and aiming also low, actually taking a look at him, they might still feel okay.
Yeah, and some of those ults coming back online. Perfect's ult, Pyoshik's ult. Barrel has his, but he isn't here, as he did burn down.
But now Impale is down, as is the Skarner Flash. KT trying to set up here on this one. Kingen out in an awkward spot, but he is baiting out a lot of CC, but they have oodles and boodles of it as Kingen is going to go down. And now the rest of the fight does begin. The equalizer is massive onto Showmaker and Kellen. They burned for so long. He's now in the bush. Lucid just going to try to get on the run, and he is going to be forced to keep his verdict, but even the Blast Cone not going to save you here, buddy. Down he will go. You know, KT in still pretty good control of this game.
Blast Cones, by the way, on Chemtech Rift, pretty fantastic for KT's position as well. Oh, indeed.
Yeah, the TP's going to come in here, and the Impale, it just keeps you locked down for way too long, although that equalizer is burning down Showmaker. It's still going to be a kill over to the side of Dplus KIA. Yeah, you see that Pyoshik does take some damage. It's not very early, but it's still, we're not even past the 30-minute mark right now. It's 25 minutes in. And with the entirety of DK there, as you mentioned before, Wolf, I think that's a bit risky to try to go for that Baron take. Kingen, he's still here by himself in mid, and again he's going to be isolated as the Impale does come in, and he is very difficult to kill. But eventually he will go down, as Pyoshik does take a bunch of damage in the trade, but they have been very consistently just identifying that they can kill Kingen.
Yeah, tries to click on them. He doesn't do as much.
Leave that to Leon. Here we go again. I mean, how many times is this going to happen? He is going to flash away, and the Weaver's Wall does come down. Depth barely going to miss. get dodge on that one, but the equalizer once again is pretty good. The Impale on a Pyoshi against the tanks are just being bullied in this game.
And the equalizer got a ton of value there, not onto the tank or not onto the carries, but onto the front line is clean.
Root on the Showmaker. And we're getting scrappy again.
A little bit tougher. How many of these shock blasts can BDD hit?
Look at Kellen. I don't think they have any idea.
That's about to find out.
Yeah, they know. They even have a ward over the wall as well. They might have spotted him.
Showmaker gonna back. He has teleport here, but he's so low. He just needs to TP back in if they're gonna contest this. Is aiming.
This is such a weird spot. I mean, now it's Pyoshi and BDD coming over here
And
together.
perfect. Soloing this.
Chemtech Soul. He did it.
Plus scrap shields.
Yeah.
I mean, the extra damage is going to be significant in these, wonky fights. I mean, it's tough here for the teleport for King, and teleport flanks not really available here at all. He's actually walking up.
Half health, Lucid's already here. Are they going to continue on this one? Lucid does have the ult to come through, but the Sedge ult catches him, and Jace is going to secure it. As Barrel nearly goes down, but it does not matter. They have a perfect angle, and down will go two of the members already, the bottom laners of DK. The Baron goes the way of KT. Down will go Lucid and Showmaker, and KT, they might have just won the game right there.
I mean, what was Kingen doing that whole time? He just took a joyride between two turrets. He was just driving through. He didn't come to the fight at all. They needed him there. They needed a front line. They needed some defensive options. And even though he couldn't have gone for a flank teleport, he could have just teleported onto his team and helped peel for them there, but he just didn't show up. And now he's the last man standing, looking for an Impale here. I think it's too little too late.
He's not even going to get the kill on a Pyoshi. I mean, Kellen, he's still getting in there. He's still fighting, but with 5 members alive, they will be able to take down the Nexus, and we will have our Game 3